Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, huh? Yeah. As you can tell by the title, I'm bringing to you another affordable product. Today we are going to be talking about the new Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation Stick. I got it in the color 295 Cocoa, as well as their new concealers. I got two of them, one in the color 165 Deep Tan, and then the other in the color 170 Warm Almond. I was really excited to see that these have launched. I never actually tried Milani products before, so your girl's pretty excited. Now for stick foundations, I do love stick foundations. I do find that they do come off to have a natural skin-like finish, but your girl is oily, so I try to just combat that with other products such as like a mattifying primer or a mattifying setting spray, or baking, or really setting the face really well. And I also picked up their, I needed a new setting spray. I do love ColourPop's setting spray, but it's almost done. So I was like, you know what? You need a replacement. Find another one. So the new one I picked up was their Make It Last Matte Charcoal Setting Spray. As you know, anything charcoal, it's said to be people for oily skin. You know, it helps mattify the skin. And then it also came with a free gift. It came in this, I don't even know, like a satin-like baggie. I think you only get these two products. How about I take it out of the bag? I think you only get these two products when you make a $35 purchase or more. You're able to, I think it automatically just pops in your cart once it hits that threshold. You know, for the price point, you're not gonna expect like a lavish luxury packaging, but whatever works. I'm just more importantly worried about how the product is. Like, I don't necessarily buy it just for the packaging. Like, I want to try out your product, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, in there, the free gift was the Prime Perfection Hydrating Primer, as well as their romantic, in the color Romantic Rose, as well as their Rose Powder Blush. Now, I don't know if now these concealers retail for $8.99. I got my highlight shade in the shade Deep Tan, and I got my, like, closer to my skin tone, a natural look concealer in the color 170 Warm Almond, and they both retail for $8.99. Now, I know some people can get it at Walgreens or something for maybe $1 or so cheaper. This is the shade Warm Almond. And for my potentially highlighting shade, I'm going to go in with 165 Deep Tan. Now, as for the concealers, they do run dark, but I don't think they run dark enough. Like, every company has room for improvement. Foundation stick, guys. This retails for $9.99. Again, it's such an affordable price. As far as the swatches go, I really do think they need to deepen up the shades. Like, having 20 shades is great, but, like, you know, Fenty's coming out with a crazy... Am I stupid or something? I broke the seal. I popped its cherry. But this retails for $9.99. Again, the swatches on the dark skin part, and I can go ahead and insert pictures. I wouldn't even say they match. Like, even the range as far as like on the dark skin forearm isn't, like, 280 wouldn't be anyone of a deep complexion to me. 285 wouldn't be anything of a deep complexion. The only thing that is even plausible is 290 or 295. So I got 295. 290 I thought was I mean, I think I could get away with either or, but you know how sometimes drugstore foundations such as these or Black Up or LA Girl, sometimes like even the darkest foundation is still light, unfortunately. So I just went with that kind of instinct and mindset and went ahead and purchased the darkest shade. So $2.95 is supposed to be their darkest shade, which I think is ridiculous, but I can swatch the $2.95 for you. Ooh, it blends into my arm pretty well. I hope that's picking up on camera. I think I have pretty good hopes. Now, my arm is lighter than my face. I can see if I can swatch it on my chest here. And that is it swatched and blended in to my chest, and I feel like that's a decent match. I will say, like, my face and my chest, I think my neck and my chest is slightly lighter than my face. Some people think it's like cohesive. Like any previous stick foundations I have used, I do find I'm an oily girl, but I'm also dry too. It depends on the day or even the weather, but I will say I'm oily combination skin. I don't know if I necessarily trust this with a stick foundation because it's such a creamy formula. So it says that it primes and hydrates skin to create a natural finish, reduces redness, and minimizes the look of pores. What primer doesn't? I find if you don't place that in one of the like pros in a primer, you're not doing it right. Lightweight and non-greasy feel. So for the sake of this video, I'll go ahead and use it since it was sent as a free gift. Usually, you know, with the ingredients, it's paired to work together. So I'll go ahead and use this. It's supposed to be a hydrating primer. I necessarily wouldn't. I would go in with the mattifying, again, because usually stick foundations are a little bit creamier and tend to make me slightly more oilier than like a matte foundation would. But I'm going to go ahead and set my face with this setting spray. So next I'm going to go in with the Milani Prime Perfection Hydrating Primer. Right off the jump, I think I'm expecting this to be kind of like the Benefit Professional or just like a silicone type or the Smashbox primer. I hate having nails sometimes. Just says that like silicone lightweight primer. So I'm just going to go ahead and take, oh, it's like white. I go ahead and take a pea size amount. I'm going to go ahead and just blot that exactly where mama needs it and rub it and dab it into the face. It has like a peppermint scent or like a painty. I don't know. I think it has like a peppermint scent to it, like a very like spearmint peppermint scent, which I'm not put off by. I necessarily don't like anything like non-scented, but I know like sometimes it slightly has a scent and that's not really a problem for my skin. As long as it's not overpowering, I'm pretty much a-okay. So far I do like the way it feels though. It's not as tacky as like, let's say like my e.l.f. hydrating face primer or like the Professional. It's not as tacky, but I mean, it definitely feels smoothing. It definitely does smooth out the skin and fill in the pores. First, the specs or the deets on this foundation stick is that it's supposed to be our full coverage creamy foundation stick, blends seamlessly to cover imperfections and even skin tone. This lightweight stick delivers a natural matte finish. The transferring water resistant formula contains bamboo powder to absorb oil and lily extract to lighten the look of pores, and it's available in 20 shades. So it's claiming 1, to be a full coverage foundation. 2, it's supposed to be a natural matte finish, lasts up to 12 hours, transfer and water resistant. I don't know, it looks pretty light to me. But I don't know, I guess like looking at my neck, it may be able to blend pretty seamlessly. And I love stick foundations because they're just easy. It's like in a really nice tube. It's usually pretty compact, not too large, even though this is pretty much like, it's a jumbo stick to me. But we're gonna go in with the product. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and wet the brush and go in and buff it out. Wow. Now I will say, I mean, it's a pretty, I had some hyperpigmentation right there, but overall I will say it definitely is covering up pretty evenly, which is always great. I always don't necessarily like to go in like a second and third round with foundations. Like at that point, it's just a done deal. But I will say it's definitely covering the face pretty well. Okay, so this is it blended out. Again, I do prefer going at it with a foundation brush. But overall, I will say it is a creamy concealer. I do think it could be like, I don't know if it's full coverage. I mean, I think it's medium to like full coverage. I do like it though. It has a, I would say it's a natural matte. I would say it's a natural matte because I don't, oops. Now as for the finish, I will say, yeah, I think it is a natural matte. It's not, like, it didn't dry down too quickly because it is creamy, and I was able to blend it like and work with it with time. I really don't feel like I'm wearing anything because sometimes depending on the stick foundation, it can feel a little like thick, like you're slapping on Vaseline and greasy, but like I don't really feel like that with this foundation. It definitely feels very lightweight. And it's definitely not giving me that cake face, cakey, greasy feeling, which is always a plus. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good match? $2.95 Cocoa. Again, for reference. I don't know. I think so. And next I'm going to go in with the concealer shade and in the color Deep Tan 165. And go ahead and swipe it. Now this is what so you take it out and this is what the applicator looks like. It's a doe foot applicator. Fine with the size, it's pretty lightweight, not too heavy in the hand, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and swipe her on. That's pretty light. Okay. This definitely smells like foundation. I don't know if that makes sense, but it definitely smells like makeup, which again, like, it's okay, but I have very sensitive skin, so hopefully it won't do too much damage. It's drying down pretty fast, so beware. Yeah, this dries super fast. Like, I find it's hard to move. It's hard to like blend it out and put it where you want it, you know? It's kind of looking a little chalky under the eye, really. And Mama's not a big fan of that. Oh my god, is there any saving this? Do I look as crazy as I do in the mirror? Because let me tell ya, she's hard to blend out. I mean, I hope I made that clear. anyways, I think maybe, is it full coverage? No, not really. I see like it's kind of like sheerness, and I don't even know why that is. Definitely is making me look very chalky under the eye. I think I'm just gonna go in with my regular Skin Like concealer in the shade Warm Almond 170 and just hopefully balance it out a little bit. Why did I do the same freaking thing? Okay, it's slightly better, but it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. Guys, this is the final look. I really do like it. I will say it is medium to full coverage. As far as I would say it is creamy as well. Usually foundation sticks are creamy. Again, the highlight shades were such a fail, but I think once I blended it with my Skin Like concealer shade, it kind of balanced it out a little bit. Definitely Mama is liking so far. Okay guys, I am back. I did not think I would last this long. It is currently 1:29 a.m. Hubby and I just had a little us time, played some cards, got our drink on, so I kind of lasted, which I didn't think. I thought I was gonna like fall asleep and have to record it tomorrow, even though probably my makeup would have been rubbed off. But overall, I don't know if you guys can see, I am a little slightly oily here, and it kind of creased a little bit and is separating a little bit. Maybe a little bit on my forehead, but really it doesn't seem like it's anything like pools of oil, if you know what I mean. It's not like, girl, like, the hell happened to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I still feel like I look matte. You know, I still feel like I look pretty decent for it being 7 hours. Pretty much close to like an 8-hour work test. I try to like maybe do 8-hour work tests because that's like typically like a person's work day. So maybe I'll also like wear this tomorrow to work. I am a bartender, so I don't have a desk job or anything, so I will be running around pacing. We have an event, so maybe that will be the ultimate test. So far, is it full coverage? I will say yes, despite that one blemish. I mean, I don't really know how many times I like really swiped it on, but it did cover majority of my face, so I guess I would say yes on that. Is it oil go friendly? I would say yes. Is it a matte foundation? Yes. Waterproof? I did not test that, but we can test that later. Maybe I'll I'll do a video on like waterproof makeup and see if it holds to that claim. But yes, I will, like, right now what it claims, I do think it's doing all it's supposed to do. Stick foundations is great. I mean, oftentimes in my experience though, they are so creamy that sometimes it never would work out. It would be so oily. I know the Bobbi Brown foundation that I used to wear like in high school when I was like 16 or 17, my oil would come through. But now my skin has changed a little bit, slightly. I'm thinking a little bit more drier, but I'm still oily. So I guess dry combination oily, all of the sorts. It definitely held up, and I'm a happy freaking camper. Mama loves it. I do think it looks great for, again, it being a 7-hour wear test. Now the concealer, as you guys seen the tragedy that happened earlier, I do think the one thing I don't like is that I wouldn't really say it was creamy. It was just, I don't know, regular. Like, it wasn't like as thick and creamy like something else, like NARS Rating Creamy Concealer or maybe Tarte Shape Tape or anything like that. Like, it was just, the biggest complaint I have about it, it was just that it just seemed very chalky and very not full coverage. Like, I do think it was a little sheer. It didn't like completely like that like take away or like blend out where you couldn't really see like my undertone. The color was a tad bit light. Now balancing it out with my natural shade did help it out and save it, thank God. As far as the wear of it, as far as like does it keep, like I'm not oily right here too much, and it's not creasing too much, and it's about regular when I wear any concealer. So in that aspect it's great, but I want to buy a concealer that can blend correctly, and that clearly didn't do it. The price point, obviously it's a drugstore price point, $9.99, $8.99, $7.99, wherever you kind of get it, depending on where you get it or where you live. I do think is obviously such a bomb ass price point. It's worth it to try. Maybe I did something wrong in the application process, but I really did nothing different. So yeah, I suggest it is C Rosie approved. Okay, I suggest you at least, if anything, pick up the foundation. It is, if you're an oily girl like me, you're close to my skin tone. Again, for reference, I did pick up the $2.95 Cocoa. If you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe, share. Guys, we are almost at 500 subscribers. Again, subscribe. I'm looking at my YouTube analytics. About 60% of you are watching. I see it, okay? It's not being hidden. It's all like, it's all open and available for me to find out whether or not people are watching or not. And yeah, 60% of you guys aren't subscribed, but you're watching. Like, see how this makes sense? Like, subscribe to your girl. The best part is that it's free. Support me. By God's grace, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good night. Bye.